What is going on, Guardians? Briar Rabbit here. Welcome to Shard It or Keep It, the series where I make an argument both for and against dismantling an item, and you make the decision. This week, we'll be making the fateful decision for the Year 2 version of the Plan C. But first, let's take a look at the results from the last episode's weapon, the First Curse. The First Curse is an exotic hand cannon earned by completing the First Word quest with the gunsmith. Introduced in the Taken King, it is a low rate of fire, high impact hand cannon, which recently received a much needed range boost with update 2.1. Perks on this weapon include a choice between CQB ballistics, smooth ballistics, and soft ballistics. Triple tap, rapidly landing precision shots will return 1 round to the magazine, a choice between quick draw, lightweight, and speed reload, and finally its exotic perk, the First Curse. First precision kills on the magazine refills it, granting bonuses to movement speed while aiming down sights, range, and stability until the player reloads. Reasons for dismantling this exotic hand cannon? In PvP, this gun is extremely hard to use effectively. Not to say you can't use it in the Crucible, but the slow fire rate along with the perk combinations make scoring precision shots absolutely crucial to winning gunfights. If you miss even one headshot, this weapon's time to kill becomes essentially unusable. You'll find that you are consistently losing gunfights to weapons like the Last Word, Mida Multi-Tool, or other Crucible favorites. And it's a hand cannon. Hand cannons are in an odd spot right now. They seem to be affected by a certain amount of RNG. When the crosshairs seem to be aimed at an opponent's head and this weapon is fired, sometimes it just misses. And that sucks. It's unclear to me if this is a result of lag or a recently added level of randomness meant to nerf hand cannons, but either way, it's not fun and should be fixed. Reasons to keep the First Curse? This gun is actually really good in PvE. All of those perks that don't seem to help much in PvP make you a DPS machine in PvE. Triple tap can up the magazine size to 11, and the First Curse perk will refill the magazine up to 8 on a headshot kill and allow triple tap to do its magic again. This allows for a lot of potential damage before reloading and can be a lot of fun to use. If you like using hand cannons in PvE, then this is the exotic you want to use. So my arguments were made, and I left it up to you to decide the fate of the First Curse, and as usual, you guys had a lot to say. Legos Roar said keep it, only because it fucking twirls. Zalo Supercell said shard it, the quest was too much of a pain and not worth it at all. Also, you have to have good aim for it to be viable. And Ducky the Dope said, get to the chopper. Ultimately, with a score of 287 for Shard It and 344 for Keep It, the First Curse keeps its place in the vault. The Plan C is an exotic fusion rifle and the first Year 1 weapon that has made a second appearance in this series. So many of you may be asking, why re-review a weapon that has already been covered in the series? Well, I'll answer that question in a bit. First, let's talk about what makes this weapon special, and to do that, we need to inspect the perks. The Plan C is an arc damage fusion rifle. The first row of perks includes Field Choke, CQB ballistics, and smart drift control. Because I prize stability on fusion rifles, I stick to smart drift control. Next, hipfire adds bonus accuracy when hip firing the weapon, a choice between accelerated coils, hammer forged, and perfect balance in the third row. Again, because of its increased stability, I like to run perfect balance here. And finally, the weapon's exotic perk, Plan C. Charge and equip times are very short immediately after weapon swap. Alright, so let's get into this. Now, I have already made an episode on the Plan C in Year 1, so why would I do another episode on what is a relatively unchanged weapon in Year 2? The answer to that question is because of changes to the meta and overall changes to fusion rifles. In vanilla Destiny, fusion rifles were damn good, but continually Time after time, over the last year and a half, fusion rifles have been nerfed. It started with update 1.1.1, which increased blast radius to the spread pattern of fusion bolts, but has continued right up to the latest update in 2.1.0. But the Plan C? This gun has resisted. So let's start off with the reasons to keep this weapon. The Plan C does everything you want a fusion rifle to do in the Crucible. It fires quickly, especially when using its exotic perk. It has very high stability, making it as reliable as a fusion rifle can be. It has good impact and is easy to hip fire. In the Crucible, this gun is still good, arguably better than it has been in a long time due to changes to the meta. In update 2.1.0, shotguns got some nerfs. Most of these were aimed at slowing down handling speed and reducing range. What this has done was effectively create more room in the meta for weapons like fusion rifles and sidearms to find a home in your arsenal. But most fusion rifles still stink. The Plan C, though, if used effectively, can be a Crucible monster. The exotic perk allows it to be fired near instantaneously when drawn. This is super effective in combating rushing shotgun users. Weaken them with primary fire, switch to Plan C, and unleash a powerful and accurate shot from the hip before they can get in range with that shotgun. It's a solid strategy and one that is easy to adopt for those who have been accustomed to using shotguns in a more defensive playstyle. In fact, defensively is how I like to use Plan C the most. My primary weapon is out there doing the bulk of the work at range, but when I need a closer range weapon, the Plan C's speedy first shot can really get me out of a jam, and its follow-up shots come quick enough to finish off many opponents who don't die from the initial blast. The Plan C also benefits from strategy and a certain amount of guile. Popping out from behind a corner, ripping off a shot from the weapon, dodging back into cover to charge, and then coming back out again to release your next shot can make you a very frustrating opponent to kill. You don't need the sustained fire of a sidearm and are able to get kills from further away than a shotgun. It can be a real pain in the ass to counter. Infusion rifles are just fun to use in the Crucible. They are one of the most unique weapon types in Destiny and therefore feel like a fresher experience. They're not all good, but in PvP, the Plan C most certainly is. But it's not all sunshine and lollipops for this gun. In regular PvE, and especially in late game content like raids or nightfalls, it's rarely the best choice. Telesto is another fusion rifle that is just better in almost all regards for defeating the minions of darkness. And as a fusion rifle, it can't compete with the long-range DPS and safety that comes with using a sniper rifle, or the close-range DPS ability that fast fire rate shotguns enjoy. Fusions in PvE just don't stack up with the exception of Telesto. Their lack of critical shot capability really hurts here, and you are normally better served by selecting another weapon type. And there are some issues in PvP as well. That charge time can get in the way of success in the Crucible. The Plan C perk helps with this, but it does require a bit more strategy than other weapon types. Against a team of shotgun rushers, you may find that one is easily defeated, but the second one is on you before your next shot can be issued from this weapon. So that's it. In my mind, the Plan C is a really fun gun to use in the Crucible. The meta does not allow it to shine as brightly as it once did, but the gun still gets the job done, if you can handle the inherent handling issues that come along with the fusion archetype. In PvE, it's overshadowed by the Telesto and other secondary weapon classes, but is being a fun gun enough to keep it around? Or should it be dismantled and repurchased from the weapon blueprint kiosk if fusions ever see a buff? That's up to you. In the comments below, cast your vote. Shard it or keep it. And in the next episode, I will act upon your recommendation. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button if you liked the video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time.